start the campaign. There we go. It is campaign time. Wow, it's session 24. Look at you all. Still
And
alive.
the session starts and we see Godless in the bottom corner.
Godless behavior. Maybe. Potentially.
No, just Godless.
Oh god, fuck.
Bum, ba-dun, dun, 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 dun.
I don't know if that makes it better.
Bum, bum, bum.
You know what's the worst part I realized? If I ever get big, which I said several years ago, but I'm gonna say it now again. Imagine some fucker who's like, I really want to get the whole story of this whole campaign, and he needs to watch all the. There's over 200 videos on my YouTube channel at the moment. Imagine speed watching everything to get a TLDR and to make like an hour. Fucking like, what happened? Why are we here?
I mean, at least for the Archipelago campaign, there is a semi comprehensible infographic that summarizes the entire campaign.
But there's gonna be like
which I made in a fever dream, but
there's gonna be some there's gonna be some YouTuber that's like, okay, so this is the TLDR of all the stories, and it's like a 3-hour fucking video. Maybe I'll make it one day. Like, hey, listen, there you go.
Just summarizing all
You're wondering how we got into this situation. Well, it all started.
Oh my god. 7 years later, the start of the fucking massive war. Okay, so how did we get to this place? Wind back time. So there was the spell of...
Yeah, no, dude. You need to start recording a pre-launch before. If the Dragon Wars happen, you need to actually have a recap of what led up to it.
Oh, believe me. Until that lore is relevant, there's good 6 years. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready to play D&D up to 2030s.
As long as I will be permitted to, I will be a part of these campaigns.
Oh no, he's gonna be dead. Anyway, so that being said and done, it's been a fucking week.
In only 9.
Yeah. So in only 9.
It's pretty small, short.
Yeah.
I have watched that in its entirety before. This is actually my second time watching.
So
because it's actually
being is the red.
Okay, pretty simple question. The same question I ask every single fucking week, except for the last one. Are you ready to begin?
Yep.
Indeed, yes.
Good. Give me a second.
Da-da-da.
I need to find some cool music. There you go. You know the one I like. You know the one I like. Bot work. Hell yeah. So
no.
It worked. Fuck you. So last we left off, divine intervention, 7 in a row. Many planes of existence declaring war on you lot. And you, of course, decided chart a course of action where you need to go. As you got several notifications, hints of where you need to go, and basically continue your journey by Tarumak. Virgo had a conversation with his fox, questioning why all of this, and he got basically reaffirmed that Tarumak does not wish to hurt you. None of you. Besides that, some equipment was given to you by the mayor of Hero's Turn. Dagger got himself a set of plate made by a dwarf and a gnome. Well, and of course Chadwick decided to go to a bar, and literally about 2 minutes later cause a havoc through the streets, as apparently he pissed off some sort of powerful red dragonborn, chasing through the streets and eventually disappearing from the city. But apparently he will regroup with you once you're out, because he doesn't want to come back in. So technically that's where we left off, as you basically were just finishing off your business and deciding where you want to go, where you want to flee, what you want to pursue, and what you want to do. So let's go with Brit, shall we?
Okay.
Brit. People have gathered. Interventions were made. Everything that they want to say has been said, and Chadwick is apparently waiting outside somewhere with a new ally. Yeah, damn, I just saw the dice roller.
Sorry about that.
And
Alright, so we all are gathered up, right?
yes, except for Chadwick.
Actually,
Hmm?
yeah. I'm in my room. Chadwick's out dancing at the moment, I believe, right? Or actually, no. We are in a group. We're just about to disperse, I suppose. We
Yes.
just finished that
well,
meeting. right?
technically, John, that's John Farron. You slept, but then you got a spirit that's like, kill yourself.
Right. And I told him about that. And said,
Yeah.
yeah, he wants me to go. Wants to
West.
go over here and find the vault down west. And the ring is apparently supposed to tell me when I get close. Yeah, that's a nugget of information. With that said, Farron's just kind of looking at the rest of the group as we kind of finish the conversation, and we have yet to say whether we actually want to go to the vault or not. He looks. He's clearly waiting on you guys to say something.
Yes.
Having-
Oh,
Wouldn't that be for you to decide?
he looks over to Britt.
Well,
What exactly?
depends. How, if we're looking for how we're going to travel there, are we going by, I assume, by our steeds?
He nods.
Realistically speaking, this will be difficult. We don't really know as to how much time we have. The only kind of countdown that is slightly unnerving that we got is the fact, looking around the room, like, is the cat anywhere nearby?
Roll me perception check.
Perception +7.
Nope.
15? Okay. Finishing the sentence. The only kind of time indicator we have is the cats that you have been talking to, slightly eyeing Brit, and that it's apparently going to disappear at some point.
12 days from now.
12 days. Pointing
That does
towards the
concern
notes
me.
that I gave to you, Farron. All of these points will be quite hard to reach in that time period.
Kind of strokes his beard, looks at it. Aye, even if we split up, it'd be a hard grab to say the least. Let me check something real quick. And he walks over to the door of the library. And he enters there.
And
Answer, boys! Answer, boy! I'm blowing my voice today, sorry.
You call upon the library's floor, right?
Yeah.
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 All of a sudden, yes. How can I assist you?
You know
Slight
how
eye
you could
twitch.
just like he walks right. You know how you could just like teleport us from here to the exit.
The room goes silent.
He assumes that's confirmation. Can we leave out in one of your other establishments? Or just anywhere?
This plane is tied to the outside of Hack Talon. You can enter this place only through the Hack Talon and nowhere else.
So we can't leave from anywhere. Okay.
I
Thank
imagine
you. Walks out.
that you're having this
It's all right.
conversation just basically with your head stuck in the door.
He walks out like less than a minute after. Okay, just checking up a lit. We're good. Anyways. You said you had a wizard friend.
Yes,
Where
but
is
he's
he?
Kinda disappeared again.
Having
But on that
seen him.
matter, I think I might have a solution to getting him back.
Have you told us that he's in jail?
No.
What do you mean by back?
He is kinda caught up right now. Sealed off in a demi-plane because someone wasn't happy about him coming back. Nathan is like, looks kinda sheepish on that.
How do
To
we get them out?
summarize, we'll need to get someone who's good at casting spells.
I'll be damned. Recently, Chadwick just found a lassie.
Maybe
He
you should be
corrects
a good-
himself. He scratches his beard.
I mean, I don't know
So
her.
when
I
you
don't know.
say in a demi-plane, who put him there?
I'm not entirely sure.
He must have given a name.
Brett, knowing something's up, glaring at Megan.
We need full details if we're going to enact upon this plan.
What I get, the Platinum Seas don't want that he gets back out.
I was afraid you're gonna say that. But I have a feeling kinda nuclear. What's the fantasy equivalent for nuclear? Like radiated. What's the fantasy equivalent for
Scorched.
do not touch?
In this cage, scorched. We're literally
yeah.
a few miles away from the scorched line.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Well, kind of scorched at the moment. I don't think the Platinum Seas wants to get in between several planes of distance, declaring war on each other. I think they'll leave us alone for at least a month being.
I would not like to aggravate them into anything
Nah.
like that. Perhaps if we could convince whoever put him there to let him go, we might have a chance of resolving that matter peacefully.
Am I anywhere near this or?
We're
all-
all
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you're with
same
us.
area.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're privy to all of this.
Do we have any means to negotiate?
I think
Think
Daga's
so.
right there. Don't really have any leverage, no way of proper contact.
We could always argue that he is a friend of ours, and we need him to help us resolve this whole problem going on.
I doubt that would be a compelling argument in any capacity. We're kind of bonded in not
Again.
any way.
Daga's right here. If we're going to do this, we'll have to do it under their noses. And it seems we've been given the right to do so. If there's any point in time where we could get something under the Platinum Seas, it would be now. Though they probably won't like us after the fact.
Farron, I would like
Why are you so quiet, Dagger? You're very
Oh yeah,
quiet.
you're a bit
this time.
quiet right now, mate.
Is this better?
Yeah.
There you
Yes.
Okay. Might I remind you all, where was it? Revenant's Toll? I think. The vast amount of he just kind of freezes up for a moment. Green sand kind of tries to nudge Farron.
I'm
We came across.
you're referring to that question, Dagger. Are you referring to the Neclarite?
Yes, I'm referring to the
Okay,
Nectar.
yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was picking that up correctly.
Okay.
That's a lead. I don't know if it's negotiating power though.
I believe it is negotiating power of information to some people.
And if this was just anybody, I would agree with you. But they're more likely to crack our heads open than ask politely.
Negotiations usually go for both sides get something. Is the wizard that much worth the possibility of such a place?
Hey, look over
Suppose
at
they prob-
Nathan.
1 second. Before responding to that answer, I would like to cast Detect Magic and try to figure out whether we're currently watched by what Lecter defined as eyes.
Well, you are currently where? Outside, right?
Yeah.
In front of the inn, basically, yeah.
Yeah. There's about 7, all of a sudden, in the middle of the surrounding area, just 7 bright flames spark up. All in conjuration magic. Can you roll me a history check, Nathan?
Thank God I was careful with my words.
Yeah, good
My
thinking,
history.
Dagger.
Not one.
I would say your mind just goes like, oh, like you all like, fuck, and you're like your mind locks and you can't think of anything. Like as you realize 7 objects are staring at you.
Just looking at Nathan
Nathan
as he
just kind of holds his breath.
You alright?
Well, before we
Moving on from this conversation.
I
Oh.
would
don't
think they would
think
have
it-
already known about the place, to be completely honest. There must be some.
Yeah, I think I am realizing something as well. We should probably not speak of this too soon.
You know,
Anywhere we can be watched.
Well,
if that's it,
Moving on.
that depends. Did Nate never tell us that we were being watched by the Lecter?
I think his nervousness
I
is a sign
said
of
it once.
Yeah.
When directly after, I believe, like the 4th intervention.
After the Leader's intervention.
Yeah.
It's not.
I
safe to
basically
assume
said
we've
we're
already
being
been.
watched. Yeah.
But
We're-
I mean,
We had to assume we're basically watched constantly.
yeah.
But
Well,
now we
after
actually
all,
have
we
at least
pull
one name for it.
all the stuff we've pulled. We probably are under multiple deity places watch at this point.
You're saying that in character?
Yes.
Okay. But this information is a bit bigger than what it should be. Which actually would push a sense of urgency to those interested.
Access to teleport would probably be interesting, but that would also put us on a different time schedule. If
Well,
you got and you
Wait, the fuck you talking about time schedule?
We have 12 days, mate. So
Oh,
Well, we
we're
have
talking about
12
12
days
days.
until the cat disappears at the least. We don't know what that means afterwards, but
you have no reason to believe it's good.
Mm,
Anyway. With that all is said, let's not complicate things before we can come up with an easier solution. I'm gonna ask Chadwick if he can talk to his lassie and see if she has anything up her sleeve.
mm.
And
Yeah,
with that, Farron kind of walks out of immediate earshot, and he gets
Man,
on his
out of
telepathy.
character,
link.
I do hope that she's one of those bards.
Well, she can cast. Bards do get teleport, and she can cast just under the level for certain of what we need. Whether she can cast one level above what we've seen her cast before is a different question.
Yeah, but
Mm.
just a question of if she took it or not. Anyways, moving on.
Ah,
oh well.
so you're gonna,
Yeah.
Farron, you're gonna
gonna
ask
contribute.
Chadwick.
Yes. I have some of his things here. You want me just to send you the list he sent me as well?
Sure.
Also,
This is
Because this will be
comfortable.
kind of imagine this will fill out the conversation that like while we weren't here.
Yeah,
hope you
sure.
saw what I put in your DMs.
And give me a second.
The first one.
V2. I'm sorry, VTubers are getting my DMs.
Too popular. Shut up. Silence you. With that said, yes, this is the list Chadwick gave to me of questions he would ask her. With that said, though, I am given that these are the questions. I'm just hopefully Chadwick already has the answers to this. Oh, Chadwick.
Well, the first time you interacted with him, he just says, a little busy. He's a little busy.
All right, hey, you're back up in an hour. And he closes it. And yeah, he looks back. He'll need an hour.
Call him back in 10.
10 hours?
No, 10 minutes.
Oh.
He kind of glares. 30 most.
I
What?
was kidding. I know.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Brett, now you're talking
Nothing.
serious.
Anyways.
Like the two parents go.
I'm sorry. This is this is. It is. a
Mommy,
bit-
what is Dad talking about?
when you're older, darling.
Dagger says it's a fully mature adult.
It's already some beard.
Yeah, literally. Already slowly developing the words. With that, he said, "Alright, well, I think you can see him scratching the back of his head as he's kind of racking his brain for an answer. I suppose we could go for Olash first. Maybe they have some magic there that could get us around. At least someone for hire.
I don't think going back to Olash directly would be a
Olash.
wise option. Talash.
Well,
Okay,
stupid
then.
common pronunciations.
Yeah, Olash would be a death sentence we would need to pass by death row again.
I would
For
like to
Alasha,
not
we can
be in
follow
there
the main road. I assume we're basically like standing around someone holding map out by now.
Sure, I don't know. One of us.
This is definitely a thing that we need Chadwick for. He's better at maps.
Really? Alright. I'll go get myself some waffles if you don't mind. Some of this thinking got me hungry. Actually, I'll be right back. That's I have a few things I need to do. So yeah, hear me.
Gather,
Waffles.
Bisha, while you do that, gather the kid. We'll be heading off soon.
I'll grab the kid. I won't gather. I'll just
Yes.
take them along.
You meant what I know.
Hold
What?
up.
The fuck was that sentence?
You meant what I
makes-
know.
First time I heard it, it kind of makes sense.
It makes
Caught me off guard, though.
complete sense.
Anyway,
Just caught me off guard.
Yeah, let's just move on. Your brain works different.
With that said, yeah, fair looks. Well, I'm going to wrap up my studies, and suppose we just wait. He kind of stretches his back, and he's headed for the door, unless anyone stops him.
Alash it is then.
There you go.
Unless any changes have been made.
Very well.
Those pesky VTubers DMing me.
We'll no, we still got to figure out what we do if we're going to go the long route or head over there. But first we need to figure out how we're going to... Because I'm assuming we're doing teleportation.
It
would be nice.
Well,
it would be
sorry.
nice to know if the smaller places that we're going is going to have teleportation, or what it is. Because I'd hate to go all the way there just to go all the way back.
I fully understand you as he kind of leans against the door. But before we can do any of that, let's let Chadwick, our navigator, get back on his 4 feet and navigate the path for us and get back to us about the last.
Agreed.
Now I have some books to finish. And he goes into the library.
Yeah, what is everybody doing?
Given that we only have a tiny bit left, I would like to read up on something.
I would honestly like to talk with Nathan a little bit.
You can do that while I'm going inside.
Okay.
Can I help?
She's gonna ask, how are you holding up?
Ironically enough, a bit better now. I think some things have changed now, and we'll see how it continues.
Yeah. By the way, that sword hasn't been talking to you, has it?
As yours?
No. I was just wondering because apparently Chadwick's does. We need to kind of discuss that with him.
To be honest, Chadwick's sword is a different beast, so
How close are you to each other?
I'd say, like, basically standing next to each other, so at most 2 meters apart.
Can
5
both
feet?
of you roll me an insight check?
Sure thing. $16.
You two, Brit.
I know, I'm getting there. I'm getting
For a
there.
second.
Hold on. Is it 7 or 6? And where is it? There it is. 7. Okay. That would be 17.
As you kind of look and have this normal conversation, and you mention the swords, and all of a sudden you, for a brief second, just glare at each other, and there's this some conscious feeling of you wanting to stab each other in the throat, your respective blade. It's like a Call of the Void moment, ever so slightly. You don't really know why.
I'm just... The second that feeling hits, Nathan just changes his gaze slightly, like from basically just staring ahead into the room to like snapping her head to look Brit straight in the eyes.
He's picking up on this whole thing too. It's like, I'm thinking we should not
Taking
openly
a step
discuss-
sideways.
We should not openly discuss about the two.
I recommend we don't at all.
It's a possibility splitting them up may have been a bad idea, though.
Has that specific sentence any influence on the saying, on like what's happening?
You can roll me inside, both of you again.
21?
$27 with a nat 20.
Nice. Slight sigh and the rat just goes quiet.
In both of your minds, there's this stillness. There is almost understanding that is kind of correct to your, I guess, theory. But for Brit, you all of a sudden get this sensation of almost nostalgia when Nathan mentions together, as if recalling an old memory that is not there at all. Just gives you this sense of nostalgia for a moment, and it just passes.
I'm back and I've got some news. Can I share them?
Sure.
I'm really happy. The food truck is back in town, and the food truck people love me. They gave us all huge ass poutines.
Oh, congratulations. Anyway, continue.
Yes.
Have fun with that.
So, as in, like, I've had this feeling before, or
As in subconsciously, when he mentions together, all of a sudden there's this sensation of nostalgia, like a long lost memory. But you just, that sensation, you don't get anything to recollect.
so I'm gonna. It's like, well then, I guess we should gather everybody else up. Now that we're heading out in about an hour or so.
Understood.
And as soon as Nathan walks away, Brit's going to just stand there and try to get that feeling back.
Roll me a D100 and a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
I forgot punches.
Alright, so here's the wisdom.
Ooh,
9?
and a D100.
And a
Roll me
45.
another D100. And another one.
50.
See how deep we can go. And another one.
And another one.
Ooh.
Well, let me quickly change the music. Who's actually in the inside the place? I know Dagger is because he's eating. Anybody else?
Would be on my way to the library right now, so I guess I'm inside, basically at the door of the library.
Give me a second. Let me find it. There you go. So, there you go. As you had the sensation of warmth and nostalgia hitting you with a simple word, you recounted a handful of times in your head, like trying to fix a pain in a specific angle where it hurts precisely, but with a memory. You all of a sudden get that feeling, the trail, as you chase in your mind. And in a sharp notice as you close your eyes and all of a sudden open up, as you all of a sudden remember something, the memory, it's empty, it's blank. As you open your eyes, you see your hand has drawn the sword in front of you. You see your own reflection. But past the reflection, you don't see the green bluish lights of the room. You see a field of wheat, endless as far as the eye can see. And then you see a handful of children running by from the left to the right. And then you hear screams as in the background, far away, what seems to be hundreds of men riding on horses, going through the fields of wheat, torches in their hands and the swords in the other, scorching the earth. As the fire begins to rush, you hear a whimper and 2 screams. And all of a sudden, the reflection fades as you blink again, and you see the room in the sword. Looking around, you see, well, I guess everybody kind of looking at you, drawing your sword all of a sudden, just staring at it. But you see one individual taking more curiosity than everybody else, and that is Elena. Or Inca. Or how whichever you prefer. She seems to be just glaring at you with somewhat of understanding. Or at least she tries to understand.
Did I recognize any of the surroundings during the vision?
That's because you rolled so high. You recognize something cracked, something shattered. It's probably not a place, but more like a section of it displaced or just replaced with what you remember. There's probably not a place like that, like you saw, but maybe similar somewhere out there.
Okay. She's going to sheathe, take a second to recollect, and then go walk over to Elena. So I don't suppose you have anything to say about what just happened?
She looks at you, eyes you. There's no childish innocence in her. Displays it. It's this cold, calculated stare. Kind of looks at you. Looks over dagger eating. And it looks back at you. Sometimes I do that myself. In a puddle, a frozen lake, a mirror, staring long somewhere out there. And I remember how it used to be before everything became difficult.
I only remember waking up in a cot with Tarumak and a woman named Donna. Can't remember anything before that either. Been complacent with not knowing. But it seems like I might have to now. At least try.
There is so much land in the Empire. You walk long enough, maybe you'll find it. As for me, I remember her dying. Skewered alive, calling my a hot echo. Sometimes I can peer beyond those painful and nothing but her. Simple. And she all of a sudden just kind of, her eyes wander up slightly to the side. Just kind of glare at the. She seems to be completely somewhere else, no longer present in your own I guess presence.
Surely you did love them, didn't you?
Did imagine living all that, being deified, the protector of countless. And in reality, you couldn't protect the one that you loved. That's why I seek a master, or adopted parent, father, whatever you call it, or what you believe in your hearts, is the key for my vengeance. Neither him nor you will stop from him.
He gives a nod. It's like, I have no doubts that it would be incredibly difficult. At the very least, before you do, I would very much like to hear what he has to say first. Despite all this, he still does have a lot of answering to do.
I do not plan to kill Tarumak. Let him live. I seek the demon's name. Present. Claim it for my own. Gather its soul. Enabling to reform in the pits of hell. And finally concluding my vengeance.
There's a slight sigh of relief of hearing not that she doesn't want to kill Tarumak. It's like, well then, we better make haste getting him back here then.
There's no smile. Face. There's almost dead inside. I waited over 2.5 millennia. I can wait a few more months and decades. And then she says that she gives this wide smile, resembling that of a simple, innocent girl.
Other. We start within an hour or two then. Once we figure out where we're going. First. And she's going to walk away and gather the kid and hang out. And because she has a few questions for the kid next.
Pretty sure the kid's right with me at the table.
The kid is actually in the bed because she's comatose from all the eating she.
Oh right, she's still comatose.
Yeah, because the past two sessions happened the span of like 3 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Hmm.
Okay, let me change the music then. Sadness, go away.
Versus having attention span shorter than 2 minutes.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
And she's gonna go into the same room as the kid, and while they wait, she's just gonna contemplate on the things she did that happened and all that stuff, and leave it at that.
Yeah. What would you like to do, everybody else? Yeah.
I would go back into the library. The library said that books can be taken outside, but once the contract ends, they just disappear, right?
Yes.
So if I were to pick up a book now, I could probably take it with me and it would disappear by probably the evening.
Yep. Most definitely.
Hmm.
Probably in a few hours.
I have 2 topics I would like to research on.
Yes.
Religious history and important places to worship of Saloon. And if there are any documentations on sleep necessity for certain races.
Sleep necessities?
Has anyone ever accounted, okay, on average, elves need to sleep this long, dwarves need to sleep this long to, like, kind of lead a healthy life? It's kind of an obscure topic. I wouldn't assume that you would find much.
Okay, all I'm hearing from this is racial sleeping schedules.
Yeah, kinda. That's what I'm hearing as well. Well, there are several small books of worship of Saloon come on as a result in the following minutes. Also comes up a simple big ass fucking map that basically depicts the entire world of Virga. From its continent in the middle of Dor to the north in the lands of Cormuga, shimmering isles in this vague pattern to the northeast. You see that this place, this map, this does not depict like nations or factions. It depicts continents, mountain ranges, seas, and it depicts few spots where there seem to be worship places of Saloon. About 12 of them are in Kermuga, way up north. There are about 8 of them in Dor, and there's one somewhere in the islands to the southeast of Dor, too far. But looking at the map and looking at the region where you are, which is basically by the scorched line, which is also indicated in the map, you do find one place where it's considered a worship of Saloon, but it is not present, like, what's it called? It does not have a name, but it has just a simple bluish dot in a map of white and black. Somewhere up north, what seems to be above Annis, above Toros Valley, referencing your current map, above Toros Peak, somewhere somewhere there should be some sort of place of worship for Saloon. Without a name or indication, nothing to get on. So remember that one valley, Nathan, that you're like Toro Peak? There's one mountain.
I literally have the map open right now.
Yeah, but it's
I
way
remember
up,
saying like a few seconds
Yeah.
ago, okay, there has to be a treasure there.
but the point is a bit even north. Yeah, so a
Okay,
bit
yeah.
north. That's the closest place. Other place seems to be beyond the scorch line to the east. You have really no reference to what's beyond the scorch line because it's the coalition's territory, but seemingly it's maybe 4-5 times of distance. The map is correct. But yeah, they got one place.
And I assume my efforts to study sleep schedules of different humanoid races doesn't lead anywhere.
Well, it actually does lead somewhere after a good 20 minutes, as it's been looking fervently. And it is basically what comes down to is several papers. Not even like a book, it's just pieces of papers appear. It seems to be very detailed, very nice handwriting about several races of human, dragonborn, gnome, elf, dwarf, giant, wood elf, drow, and gnome sleep habits and schedules. Basically, their estimate how much they need necessary to sleep, to feel fully rested. What are their favorable conditions? Do they like warmer climates, hotter climates? And it has no rhyme or reason to why would you write this? Like it's not leads to like a conclusion or a theory, just someone's notes.
I literally just stole someone's notes by searching for it.
It's like somebody's 4th grade assignment.
Yeah, I had to research this for some homework. There
Yeah.
you go. Trying to memorize a good chunk of it, and like, who currently has the map of us? Probably Farron or Brit, right?
I would think Baron does have it.
In that case, I'll move. Actually, marking that spot for myself on the map to later. As for now, I will be joining Dagger at the table and eat a good bit before we set off. Just getting something in the stomach.
Yeah,
And eat steak.
I guess about an hour passes, right? For everyone, nobody has anything to say. or do?
Well,
Yes.
after having finished my pancakes and the blinks of, pancakes, waffles, pancakes, what the fuck I ate,
Delicious
is
stuff.
gone. Yes. Now, is Farron there?
Given that the rooms are separated,
No.
Farron would not be present in this room. No.
Right. Kind of looks at Nathan just sitting down. I would have asked a favor of Farron, but I just recalled our rooms are separated.
Really bad design, honestly. I really wish there would be some way to link them up.
I wanted to test something. I feel a little more hardy. Maybe along our journey I could test that. Or it will be test either way. Oh well. Other opportunities will arise. Do me a favor. If I don't remember it, could you remind me of asking Farron for a bit of a what's it called? Training? No. Sparring. I'm nowhere near martial enough. Thought I'd prize myself in taking a hit.
I'm just kind of grinning at you. You want to spar with Farron?
I mean, he's the more military sort. Could advise me on tactics, maybe.
Oh, definitely.
If,
I have to
if
say,
worse
the idea
comes
of
to
the two of you
shove,
fighting does look quite fascinating.
I just hope my back will last. Kind of chuckles to himself. Might have a cricket
Sure it will.
neck after.
I mean,
Get it?
Get it? Because you sure.
Because he's short.
Man.
I mean, looking at it, Nathan just kind of stands up, and imitates the golf, like a golf bat pose. I mean, wielding a warhammer like that could work.
He actually thinks
Like
about it.
Or like a big maul.
Out of character.
You're giving me
Or-
too many ideas.
Golf club.
It would
Yeah.
be unfair to you to do that to him.
So, a good hour passes, and I guess, Baron, you get one by one information.
Alright. As the hour goes by and you guys have I don't know wait, did we agree to take a short, long, or like just an hour?
Just another break. If you want to take a short rest, that's up to you.
Now I'm going to sending Brit. Hey.
Yes.
To the front.
Alright.
Brit's like, I'm so done with this bullshit.
Ironically enough, this call was effectively a doorbell.
Quailiter. Yeah, and you would
Alright.
find just Farron leaning against the fence post out in the front. Good news! The lassie's got a teleport back.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Not so great news. We don't know where she's been.
I do suppose that does raise some concern, but at this point, we'll take what we can get.
Exactly. At worst, it makes the trip home easy. And Farron seems very convinced she's gonna stick around. He strokes his beard for a second. I'll trust his judgment.
She rolls just like as she gives the slight hand up, like I don't want to know what.
He was very descriptive. I usually as you can see, Farron lets out a playful grin as he relents. Perhaps a story for a different category in the library.
Especially not in the presence of a child. Looks down to the
hold.
I have
did you bring
the
the child
child
with you?
in my arms right now because she's still comatose. We need to start.
He didn't realize
we
in
should-
your arms, right?
We should
Far above his eye
probably
level.
start watching our language.
I mean, the kid is asleep, so.
Wait a second, are you telling a dwarf to watch his language?
Yes.
Next.
I mean, he could listen.
He couldn't teach the girl human swears or elven swears, but, you know, dwarven swears are age appropriate.
Oh, you know, I'm just.
Size
I
appropriate.
say, I lay off your common scuffs. But if I want to say hello by saying Skleg, I'm going to say Skleg.
I'm sorry, that caught me off guard.
Nathan kicked open the door. What did you just call my mother?
Skelg. Skelg, by the way, that's Skleg. Move the L around. Yes, I do actually know a few dwarven swears. Yes, I did prep this for this exact moment.
Yes, Nathan speaks Dwarvish.
Your mother was an owlbear, and your father smelt of good berry.
Dude,
I'm gonna DM you 2 of the words, by the way, for your use.
oh boy. So.
With that, I am going to ask Britt. When we headed out.
Oh, assuming that he's ready for us to talk with him, we can be leaving right now unless anybody else has anything they want to do.
Kind of just shrugs. He seems content already to leave now.
Well then, I guess we will be off. Just tell Chadwick to give us his location and we will meet him right there.
Kind of look out as I look out to the wind, you know, just tapping into my telepathic bond with Chadwick, confirming his location. And I ask politely, ready to saddle up, or busy still yet?
He's already saddled up.
Wrong saddle.
He responds that he is no longer busy.
Yeah, he you could just see him, you could see the 2 fingers to his temple as he looks away into the distance, just talking, and
Fade to white.
he makes a couple remarks in Dwarvish that you're not familiar with, and
I can just
then he
imagine
looks
you
back
saying,
and nods.
"My man."
Ay.
Which is Motquan. And he kind of just looks out into the distance. And yeah, he nods over at Britt, giving kind of non-verbal confirmation.
All right, everybody, we're headed out.
Very well. Basically taking the scraps of notes with me.
Yeah.
Just heading out. I do hope nobody's actually looking over my shoulder as to what the fuck I'm reading. But yeah. Basically getting ready, getting fine seed back out and prepping to be on the go.
Exactly.
As
So-
the go.
Time to meet Chadwick and our new companion.
Well.
I hear she's a glory seeker. Not one of the gods, but
Well.
shrugs.
As basically you all one by one regroup and basically exit out of Hiroshima in the south via the Emperor's Road, you can see Chadwick already standing there by the fork, to the left or to the right, to the east or to the west. And you see on top of him, sitting very, very poshly but also very confidently, A red dragonborn. In her 20s by the looks. Quite smug and pleased with herself. She all of a sudden spots all of you and gives a wave.
Karen gives an excited wave in return.
Awkward wave. If Chadwick makes an insight check, I mean, it's not that hard of an insight check.
Is it is Julie God damn it. I can't even speak anymore.
English
Yeah, I can't
or
speak.
Dwarvish.
Is
Either one.
Brett jealous?
No.
the
Brit is
uh,
furious.
the what now?
She is furious. She is trying to contain her anger. Because of the whole shit.
I'm just gonna yeah, I only got the head, so there you go. You got the very, very smug dragonborn just giving a wave. I'll send it in case, so you can have a refresher after 2 weeks. That was very impromptu. Hi, how are you? I am now your new buddy companion. Yeah, I'm your new buddy companion.
When we get to them, Brit's gonna say, "Oh, so you're the new companion. Sorry, I didn't get a good look at you while you were riding away on Chadwick. Nice to finally meet you."
Pleasure is all mine, as this fine steed was the savior of my woes. He softly taps Chadwick.
Different kind of woes.
Question: 1 out of 100. How proud does Chadwick look?
Give me a second. I have a reaction for this.
The man's been on a crusade. What do you think?
Just this. You could say a definite 97 out of 100. He's very pleased with the outcome.
With that said, though, I look to I kind of look her up and down and judge the physique of, like, you know, the warrior eyeglass.
Is Farron?
You can
No.
You can roll me an insight check or a survival check.
Alright. I don't think my survival's all that good for what I'm gonna do insight. Get what my wisdom on is. Let's say +2 while I load up my character sheet.
So for everybody's perspective, this red jaguar is about 5'8", 5'7". Wears this very well, you assume, custom-made leather armor that has highlights of red and charcoal black leather lining specific parts and areas, all in symmetry. She has 2 leather backpacks on her side and a handful of bags also on her side. She doesn't seem to have any weapons, but her fingers twitch with excitement, almost subconscious.
And I hear you're a glory seeker, no less. You're fit and right in.
Yes, I have performed many things for the sole reward of glory. Many feats and whatnot.
That means you have a story to tell her too.
Yes! A lot of them.
A grin forms.
Or another time.
I suppose down to business. He kind of straightens his back and he kind of stiffens his face a bit. We're out, hunting these little boxes. Left behind to work for my master. Chadwick tells me you can teleport. And kind of, and I pull out the map with the locations we need to hit up. Can you get us anywhere?
Well, she kind of looks at the map. I traveled the world wide and far. I guess in here I can get you to Olash or Halasha if you really want. And eyes the map a bit more. Kind of a bit displeased. And I can get you to Soberline if you
He nods.
wish.
Don't worry about the discrete locations. Trust me, these boxes have already started a few wars. You'll enjoy what we find.
Oh yes, I've been told.
Mm-mm.
My
He gives a smirk in Chadwick's direction.
Baron.
Hmm.
She's sitting on Chadwick sideways, and she looks at you. Can you roll me an insight check?
Bruh.
The more the merrier.
Oh no. Oh no. Opposite direction. 15.
Oh, and she has this playful grin on her, and then you realize she is purposely issuing herself as a challenger to you. She seems to be now on top of the reins while you're the ground.
And you see, there is just like we called it. You look at him, and he looks unfazed, absolutely unfazed, as he seems more amused by the idea than anything else. As Farron has complete faith in Chadwick. To say that the only character he has more faith in than Chadwick would probably be Tarumak and Trugmar themselves.
I see.
And with that said, and he kind of like,
Oh, before we got off to our first quest together,
he tosses her the vial of alcohol.
a drink. New friends.
She doesn't even take a whiff of it to smell what it is. She just uncorks it and drinks it, and gets a bit surprised, chokes a bit as she realizes it's infinite.
That side, I'm just kidding.
So,
I would imagine that. I guess that does make it a little easier. Alasha would be a good place to start then.
Actually, looking at the map, 1 second, let me bring up the map real quick. Or if this would load, that'd be great. Ah, here we go. Sorry. She said she could get to Silverwood.
that's
Soberline.
Soberlines.
Which is
Top left. Yes, top left.
Top
Top
left.
Very top.
Honestly, it would make more sense if we went that way first and then dragged our way down and then got to Holash and made our way through the original route.
Bring
think,
out the map.
So top,
ye-
then go down to the one, do the whole left side of the map, then TP over to Halasha.
Then go over to Alasha, and from there down to the south once, and then to the Scorch line, basically.
That makes sense.
Can
does
somebody
in fact
draw
make-
out that? Can somebody draw out that
Um,
itinerary?
So, and then Brent's going to ask her a question. Like, say, hey, before we go, can I sidebar you just a little bit? Or ask you something?
Can you roll me persuasion check?
Oh, let's see here. that was a plus 22.
Man, I'll need to just post on Twitter these fucking images with no reference. As she looks at you playfully for a bit, flutters her eyes, its eyes. Fine. Jump down.
Only just for a second. So once we're out of earshot, everyone's like, so. She's so.
Before that happens, as you walk away a bit, Chadwick all of a sudden chuckles to himself as if he heard a very good joke.
And now that she's walked away, Baron's talking up Chadwick. Crazy.
It's like, mine.
You see the nerve on this lad. She'd get on your back.
No,
Okay,
he
no.
got a nerve. He's proud of him.
So she's going to.
Oh.
Not for long.
She's going to ask, like. Well, I can say this is a interesting turn of events. Being as how our first impressions of each other is me seeing you run away from another Dragonborn. Do you mind telling me who that was?
Oh, that was my good-for-nothing brother.
So, because we're taking you with us, I would like to know in what kind of trouble that would bring.
Let's
Just
see.
for the sake of we know what we're getting into.
Potentially a half-breed Dragonborn dragon trying to chase you down through the fields, burning the entire village. You know,
This being your brother or somebody else?
Can you roll me an insight check as well? My brother, of course. Of course, he might just come on his knees begging and crying, "Oh, dear sister Nora, come back! Your brother misses you. Your father cries himself to sleep every night." Did you roll 22, right?
22.
There is some seriousness that her brother is a threat, but she plays it extremely nonchalant, if it's not a threat at all. For her, it's like a cat and mouse game. Except for, you know, a runaway girl and some sort of Dragonborn paladin chasing her.
Well then, it's great for the heads up at the very least. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, then. In the meantime, if you catch whiff of him on our way, just let us know and we'll be ready.
Oh, do not worry. The skies will go red. The thunder will be loud, screaming and echoing my name. It'll be quite glorious.
As she's hearing, as Prit is hearing that, she's like internal panicking.
As she says that, she extends her left hand, proclaiming, and with her right hand, she seems to be finicking with her fingers as if playing an invisible instrument.
Well, on the bright side, at least you'll give us some entertainment around here. Just a bit of warning. The Farron, aka the dwarf, is very close friends with Chadwick. They're practically brothers.
Oh.
The less
That didn't sound weird.
the less you can the less strain you can have on their relationship, the better.
She kind of looks back at the group of the paladins. and then
I
looks
say
back.
She does not need to
as
roll an
their-
insight check.
And I
She
say
knows what we're
that
talking
as
about.
yeah, I say that as the old. I say this as the older sister, the eldest of the group.
By the way, Araxis,
Yeah.
as they look back, they don't need to insight check to see what Farron is talking about. There's no words being exchanged, but you can tell they're telepathically talking, and it's probably not the most polite or PC things.
I
As a
can't
laugh-
roll
He may
it.
be I can tell. It's like he may be abrasive. I mean, he is abrasive. What am I saying?
Oh,
But he means well.
She looks at you, Britt, with a smile and a nod back at the and says, "Oh, but it would be so dull without a little competition now, would it?" As she proceeds to walk back to the
I can
group.
tell.
She,
I can tell you there will definitely be competition between.
she does not turn back. She just proceeds walking back to the party.
I assume that there's a big ass grin on her face.
Yes.
That was the worst attempt I have ever seen of cucking.
No, I wasn't.
That doesn't happen
cocking. I
in
was
1
just
second.
warning what she's getting herself to.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's going.
He
to
may be
within
abrasive,
the
me. I'm not trying hard enough. What the hell is this?
She's being nice.
Yeah, she's being
About
very nice and welcoming.
She's trying to warn her, but also not paint you in a negative light.
Well, you see Nora approach you all first, and then Brett following suit.
Well then, if we're all done catching up and getting to know one another, I would imagine we should be on our way.
Like,
No debate.
yeah, well, I mean, you didn't inform where you're going. She's just kind of.
We did. It's like, well, no, we're going. We've already mentioned where we're going.
Oh, you mentioned between each
Just-
other.
Sober.
Oh.
So I suggest that Soberline is going to be our best option. Do hit the places to the east or to the west, and then once our journey is complete there, we head on over to Alasha.
There's almost like a pain sigh. Oh, really? There? So boring, though. There's nothing but some monks and a handful of fishermen by a lake. And she seems to be generally frustrated.
We won't be there for long. I can assure you that's not one of our destinations. We actually just needed to get to. God, I need that map again.
Yeah. However, after looking at the bottom here,
Give me just a second. Hold on.
So you can, well, you should just put safety, so I'm wondering maybe these aren't
Fuck is fucking John, dude? What is Terry up to?
We're just headed to.
Food, I believe.
It's on our way to get to Boulder Splitter.
He forgot to mute himself before getting
Alright,
Zuma
sorry.
food.
He sighs.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Or she
Okay.
sighs. Don't worry, I have a small little trinket, don't worry about it. But we will stop there for half an hour. I'll need to find some dried fish. It has the best dried fish at the very least, so it is at least some redeeming qualities of that. As all of a sudden, she kind of looks around at all of you. She pulls from one of her satchels this crayon. It seems to be. The first thing you see is it's like nonchalant, just a red crayon color. You see Inca looks incredibly mad at her all of a sudden.
Oh boy.
Yes! Yes! I saw it!
Please ignore that for now. I don't want to entirely derail the session.
No, I will not. I will save that image.
Why is nudes is one of the receiving? Man, Aphid is.
Entirely honest, she would be on that.
Yes. Anyway, as she begins to draw several squares in the ground, you're gonna see all of you. Then one by one etches. So, one final call. Is everybody here, or do I need to wait for someone else?
I'm blue. Not
My cat's not here. Yep, we can wait for her.
Circle, if you say something, tell us.
Okay.
Are you here?
Circle, you're mute.
Just go. Well, yeah, he's working.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he has to backseat this game, which sucks.
Oh,
but
dang, that sucks.
I just wanted
know.
to make sure he's there, but at least
Na-
he's here to help to let us know.
He's
In
here in
Nate-
spirit.
I named this meme instead on this character. Dude, like, there's one
IRL
thing
insight
missing.
check success.
There's two things missing, but it's basically 85% correct. Anyway, as she looks for confirmation, everybody stands in
Yep.
to the circle, including Inca. That she seems to be not very into it, but she tolerates it. All of a sudden, from one of the backpacks on the side, Nora produces a small little, seems to be an etching of a fish, and just drops it on the ground in the very center. And with that red fucking smoke and so
Sheila Kazing.
give me a second.
I was afraid you were gonna make us roll. Okay.
No. This is her interpretation.
Oh.
Yeah, this is her.
Plus, she has a catalyst.
Let's see if we land in that lake.
Associated object. Yeah.
So
Okay.
let me just
Praying for
quickly.
her.
Let me just quickly play the proper soundtrack. for
Araxis
this
has
song.
become very familiar with the teleport spell recently.
Yes, I have. Okay. So, my good people, the first sensation that you feel is red mist filling your nostrils and eyes. It kind of burns a bit, but in a matter of seconds, everything fucking vanishes. As in, you're in the void, and then all of a sudden the red mist reappears, and all of a sudden you seem to be in some sort of walkway, somewhere in the building, as you basically all manifest in the same positions. As she kind of scratches her head, Nora, and she looks around a bit. This is